Now, WYFF News 4 presents For the Record.
Welcome to For the Record. I'm Nigel Robertson. The Roper Mountain Science Center is celebrating 40 years of service to our community this year. The center welcomes over 50,000 students each year for field trips, and it's known for its immersive hands-on learning experiences. We'll speak with several people who've had an important role in the center's success all along the way. Joining me first this morning are Michael Weeks, director of the Roper Mountain Science Center, and assistant director Thomas Riddle. Thank you very much for being here. Take me back 40 years. How did this all start?
Well, it really started as a failed park when the South Carolina's tricentennial celebration, when the state built 3 state parks and opened them all in 1970. And the one on Roper Mountain, the Piedmont Exposition Park, ended up having a problem with its very progressive, futuristic superstructure called the Tetron. And since the architecture failed, the park closed within a year, and so the property then went up for sale, and no one really wanted it. So,
but its location is prime.
Oh yeah,
it's a mountain, so it's not only a great location, but you can see it, and it screamed for something to be done there. So who stepped in and why?
So Governor West, who was governor at the time, reached out to Dr. J. Floyd Hall, who's superintendent of Greenville County Schools, and said, would you guys be interested in having this? And Dr. Hall immediately was like, yeah, we would very much like so. And so the governor told the superintendent, you need to come up with a plan. And so Dr. Hall had the vision to send 100 teachers and community members down to Fernbank Science Center in Georgia, which is a school district-owned science center there, and said, hey, go forth and dream. And when they went, they came back with these, I mean, their imaginations were stoked. And so they started putting together this committee formed by Dr. Hall of what the Roper Mountain Environmental Science Building, or Environmental Science Center, as they called it, could be. And so that was where really kind of the genesis of the project.
So I mentioned how many students are going to Roper Mountain Science Center to learn. Walk me through what that learning entails.
Absolutely. So every day we see students from not just Greenville, but all over the upstate, even North Carolina, Georgia, come to us. And those students, they walk in and they are immersed in the environment. We have unique facilities with unique environments. But what makes Roper Mountain the best experience for them are the teachers. You know, our staff bring science to life with hands-on learning experiences that they just can't do back in the classroom. Yeah. And so, you know, utilizing a rainforest, marine lab, a telescope, a planetarium as the backdrop to these learning experiences that engage their curiosity, get them excited about science, and we do it in a way that makes it fun. So even if you come in thinking you don't like science, you're going to go away having met a snake or, you know, seen the stars in the planetarium, something fun and engaging that's going to change a lot of minds about what they think about science.
Full disclosure, my wife and I have 3 boys, and they have all gone to Roper Mountain Science Center for a variety of different things, and every time they come home, Dad, guess what I did today? Isn't that what you want?
That's exactly what we want. Yep.
And how do you continue that? How do you keep it going?
So we have an amazing staff, first of all. We have amazing support from the community, from the school district. And what our staff does is we dream big. We start with the blue sky thinking. We say, what could we do? And then we figure out how to get there. And it might not be the idea that we started with, but we figure out a way to put the pieces together, again, with grants, with community support, with the school district, and the unique facilities to bring these visions to life. And we use a lot of input from the community, from corporations, from what the next big thing is going to be. And then, of course, we tie it all back to the state curriculum and to the standards so that it's meaningful for the teachers to take a day out of school to come to Roper Mountain with their students and have learning, but fun learning.
And that takes me to my next question, is you can't do it without the community. Talk to me about the amphitheater.
Oh yeah, so that's an interesting story because, you know, the district needed to get some momentum going for the Science Center. It was a lot, you know, they had a They had a lot of land, 62 acres. They needed to put something on it. And so Virginia Aldrich, who is known as, the founder of Fine Arts Center and, the Governor's School. And so she was serving as kind of an interim director at that time with the superintendent. And they were looking for funders. And there was a man named Bob Wilson, who was known as the Barbecue King. Was the inventor of the rotisserie grill. And he was a philanthropist and loved music and loved to support the arts. Virginia and Dr. Hall spoke with him and said, hey, what would you be interested in donating? And I think Ms. Aldrich kind of pushed them towards the amphitheater, and that's what we got. And so the Bob Wilson Amphitheater opened in 1979, and it was an amazing venue. For many years, it was where the Greenville Symphony did the summer concert series, and it was a great performing arts venue for the community.
There's something about learning when in the classroom is great, but when you could take it outside, it brings a whole nother dimension to it. But then also, when you look to the sky, talk to me about the telescope, because everyone sees it and knows about it.
Wow, so yeah, that's a wonderful story. So it's one of those serendipitous things where there was a professor at Furman who happened to hear in 1977, I think it was, that the U.S. Naval Observatory Network was going to donate this historic telescope that had once belonged to Princeton to any organization that could put it to good use. And so he contacted Miss Sarah Manley, who was a physics teacher, long time in Greenville County, a school board member at the time, and asked her about what she thought with the Science Center. She went to Dr. Hall and said, I think this would be a great addition. So Dr. Hall began to make some phone calls, got Strom Thurmond involved, Fritz Hollings involved, and the next thing you know, Strom makes some calls, and we get the telescope donated for pretty much just the cost of transporting it from where it was warehoused in out west for about $10,000. We had this priceless telescope.
It's amazing when you think of the spectrum of learning, from studying about cells in the body to studying and learning about space, all on one piece of property.
Yeah.
We like to call it the most unique science center in the country, because we go to conferences all over the country with other science centers, and we tell them we have a natural science building, we have a rainforest, we have a marine lab, we have a living history farm, we have a planetarium, we have a telescope, we have Sims Hall of Science where we do robotics and physics and engineering, and mouths start to drop. They say, you have all this in Greenville? And I say, oh yeah, we do, 62 acres too. And you'll see pieces of that at different science centers, but to take all of those pieces, put it all together in one place, just makes it really unique.
Well, we were just getting started with this conversation. Still to come, the dream becomes a reality. We talk about the early years of the Roper Mountain Science Center up next.
This is very much a worst-case scenario.
This is something that you don't see in real life. You only see it on television.
Every second counts in these unbelievable rescues.
Stream for free on Very Local. The area's most accurate forecast can only be found right here. Your live Super Doppler 4 forecast, certified most accurate by WeatherRate, an independent service that tracks every forecast every day. It means you can trust our team of experts to be right, with a commitment to alerting you first and keeping you safe. The weather team that gets it right more than anyone else, so you can plan your day. WYFF News 4.
Downtown comes alive every Thursday evening with an outdoor street party. Piedmont Natural Gas Downtown Alive, presented by Spectrum. Enjoy this weekly music series on Noma Square in Main Street in downtown Greenville, Thursdays from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Listen to live music from local, regional, and national entertainers playing indie rock, pop, country, and more. And browse art from local artists. It's Piedmont Natural Gas Downtown Alive, presented by Spectrum.
Sky 4.
Firefighters are on the scene
For 25 years, a better view of the big stories.
Parts of this truck are scattered all over the road.
With exclusive live moments.
On the scene of a technical rescue.
Getting you closer to the action.
The huge water main break shuts down.
Like no other station can.
Crews are on the scene of a small plane.
Then and now.
Let's take an exclusive live look from
Rapid response to live local breaking news. Sky 4. Only on WYFF News 4.
It's the stars of America's Got Talent. You don't know this, but we could hear all of you back before I was introducing you.
He called me an idiot.
He deserved it, believe me. Well, they're having a good time already.
tomorrow at 3.
Welcome back to For the Record. Joining us once more, Thomas Riddle, Assistant Director of the Roper Mountain Science Center, and Chuck Sailors, School Board Trustee. Talk to me about, we've been talking about education and the educational spectrum that the Roper Mountain Science Center brings. From the school district's point of view, how vital is this to being able to bring kids from all across the district here to learn and get their hands dirty on so many things, so many exciting things?
Well, Nigel, not only from across the county, but from across the state.
Yeah.
And even outside of the state of South Carolina. As Michael mentioned, you will find at Roper Mountain one of the most unique assemblages of programs anywhere in the country. And it's all owned by a school district. That also makes it additionally unique. But to be able to give teachers and students the opportunity to come and laser focus and dig deep, as you say, into a particular item of interest for that class is priceless.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons that this magnificent facility is just so well liked, well honored, and supported by so many around the community.
Full disclosure, my wife is an art teacher in Greenville County Schools, and she's even had student artwork displayed there. So what you're able to do is amazing. Take me back to the beginning. Do you think the people who helped start this saw what it could become, or even realized what it could become?
Well, I think that from my 30-plus years of being involved at the Science Center, looking back on the actions that have taken place then, when you have a core group of community business leaders that took ownership of making those dreams reality, and when you would finish one goal, and the comment is, what's next? Or let's do this. And it grew and grew and grew. And what you see out there now physically comes from support from government bodies to fund the buildings, philanthropic community contributions like the Sims Foundation and others, very important contributors to the community that volunteers on our board's behalf over those years has really made the funding side of it work so the delivery can be reality.
The funding, though, cannot be easy.
Yeah, and that's a great, we have a great example of a public-private partnership, I guess you would say, just like Greenville and the city of Greenville in general, right? The school district, as everyone has said, it's very unique that a district owns facilities like this. And so while they pay for our full-time staff and they pay for the maintenance and upkeep, things like that, you know, we have to raise money for our part-time employees, and that help us teach 50,000 students a year. Or the whiz-bang factors like, you know, Tesla coils, or the exhibitry in our new environmental science building. So the Chuck is right in that the community has really rallied around this center for 40 years and supported it by their attendance, by their donations, and through, you know, we rely heavily on membership sales and people just coming and showing up when we open the doors. And so we've been very blessed that over the last several years, membership continues to grow as we increase our game and provide, you know, better quality experiences and family-friendly learning experiences for everyone. Then more and more people come out.
Speaking of family-friendly learning experiences, the importance of healthy eating, the farm.
Yeah. So the Living History Farm, actually, you know, interesting enough, the farm was the first spot opened on the mountain officially, and that's, you know, as our 40th anniversary is going to be this month, celebrating that, May 26th, I think it was. The farm was the first thing that was opened, and it is a real hidden gem. People love it. You know, of course, we show what life was like in the 19th century, mid-1800s, and we have sustainable farming practices that are practiced there, and the gardens and the animals, and it's a beautiful thing.
But so many people will and I'm getting excited just talking about it. So many people would think of just planting a seed and watering it, but there's so much science and creativity and thought that goes into farming and sustainable farming, and to be able to see those kids have that light bulb moment where they get it, that could change the direction of their entire future.
And it has, because we've been around long enough to know that we're meeting more and more young professionals who come to us and say, you know, I became a scientist because of what happened here. I became an environmentalist because of what I experienced here as a kid. And so, you know, those stories are gratifying, and we love hearing those. But yeah, you're right, there's a lot of science that goes into farming, and indigo is one of the crops that we grow there, and that whole process of producing the seed to the dye, there's a lot of chemistry involved. And so seeing kids light up when they learn, oh wow, I just don't go to the store and buy something blue. You know? So yeah, it's a great place to get hands-on learning.
And taking the teaching of horticulture to the more modern level. When we built this last structure, our environmental science building, we included in this a cafeteria, a small venue for food service. We're now utilizing that space to teach special needs students job skills. Part of that is farm-to-table processes. They actually go out and grow a portion of the food that's served to the guests and the students that are there every day.
I love hearing that. That's great. Let's talk meteorology, because I believe WYFF4 has some of the best meteorologists in the business. But so many kids may think, I love weather, I love that part of science, but being a TV meteorologist may not be what they want to do. But they go to Roper Mountain Science Center and learn how many different jobs there are when it comes to the weather and to climate. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so we actually have an amazing auditorium show taught by several teachers, but the one that kind of created and owned it is actually Joe Blizzard. And so he teaches a weather show, right? And his name's Blizzard. But that is a show where we teach all about the weather and the climate, and we can make it snow inside. We can create clouds and lightning storms with the Tesla coil, and it really brings learning to life for kids. You know, we're blessed to have the HIP Auditorium, 300-seat auditorium, where we can have these big shows like this and entertain the students and get them excited about learning more when they go back to school.
Books are powerful, but when you could take what you could learn in a book and see it happen, make it snow inside a building, I mean, the future is so bright, and it's amazing to see what you're doing. And we're not done talking about it yet. Still ahead, what's going on currently at the Roper Mountain Science Center as we celebrate its 40-year legacy.
Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows, because when you buy two, you get two free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy Two Get Two Free sale ends soon.
That's a great deal. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
About an hour ago, Theo airballed the game-winning shot. But with the Zaxby's Sauce Boss box, he's dunking all over these fools.
Welcome to Dunk City. I'm the mayor and the sheriff.
Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's. Veterans and military spouses, stay and apply your skills in South Carolina. Participate in our STAYS program, where we directly match your skills with employers who are hiring. Search for job fairs and civilian jobs with your military occupation code in our Veterans portal. Get more job search support and more opportunities personalized just for you in SC Work Centers statewide. Speak to our dedicated Veteran Services team members who specialize in helping all veterans, including the disabled and families building lives after active duty. SC Works, where there's more.
Greenville Jazz Fest returns to Main Street May 30th and 31st. Join us for 2 unforgettable days celebrating music, community, and culture in the heart of downtown Greenville. Enjoy the dynamic sounds of Nate Smith, the Soul Rebels, Yam Yam, and a lineup of incredible regional and local jazz talent. The festivities kick off Friday, May 30th at 4 p.m., and you won't want to miss a beat. For more information, visit greenvillejazzfest.com.
MeTV presents the month of Mayberry.
This is gonna be fun.
Featuring the Andy Griffith Show theme weeks all month long. Plus, the original pilot that spun off from the Danny Thomas Show. Also, Mayberry citizens make special appearances on other MeTV shows. The reunion movie, Return to Mayberry, and the Andy Griffith Show reunion. Go to MeTV.com for the full Mayberry schedule.
MeTV Carolina on WYFF 4.2 and Charter Spectrum 194.
Thanks for staying with us for the Record. Joining us once again, Roper Mountain Science Center Director Michael Weeks and Caroline Stewart, former Roper Mountain Science Center Association board member. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
I would be remiss if I didn't bring up the fact that so many people know about the Roper Mountain Science Center because of the Roper Mountain Holiday Lights.
We still get questions about the Holiday Lights. When is Holiday Lights coming back? Do you know there's a time and place for everything?
Yeah.
It's been 7 years since we had the last event. After 25 years of the event, there are a lot of families that had wonderful memories of that. Yeah. But it was time at that point for changes on the mountain. And it was time for Roper Mountain to have more access from the public to know about Roper Mountain for the Science Center, and not for the host of a Christmas or holiday event.
Yeah, and that's why we are here talking about it now to, in many ways, tell people, the viewers at home, how many exciting things have happened and are happening and will be happening at Roper Mountain Science Center. So what is to come? What does the future hold?
Well, we have a lot of opportunities throughout the year. So one of the most popular long-standing ones is our Friday Starry Nights in the Planetarium. Every Friday night you can come to a planetarium show, go over the telescope that Thomas talked about, look through the 8th largest refractor in North America. With the opening of our environmental science building, that has enabled us to start 2 new public programs which have brought a lot more people to the Science Center. One, during the school year, is called our Afternoon Explorations, and that runs basically September through the middle of May on Thursday and Friday afternoon. Because, of course, during the school day, we have 600 school kids running around the Science Center, but we want to open up that access after they've gone. So we do that on the Thursdays and Fridays during the school year. But during the summertime, now that's the best time to come because we have our Summer Adventure program. And this year for Summer Adventure, we have a special traveling exhibit. It's going to be the only time that we have it at Roper Mountain, and that is focused on the Wild Kratts, the very popular PBS Kids show.
I love the Wild Kratts. For people at home who may homeschool or may be involved with their youth groups at church or really want to utilize what you offer, how do they get involved? How do they do that? Do they just call?
That's a great question. So we have a robust volunteer program. We have Ashley Zalbeck does a fantastic job with our volunteers, and we have over 100 different student-age volunteers who come and help learn what it's like to do education, what it's like to interact with visitors, learn how to handle the animals, and how to talk to adults and kids alike. And you can find all this out, of course, on our website, which is www.ropermountain.org. But we have a robust volunteer program, not just of teens and college-age students, but we have adults as well. Some of those get involved with the observatory, with the Roper Mountain Astronomers Club. And so there's a number of different opportunities, as well as I should mention the gardens. We have a fantastic butterfly garden, the gardens out on the Living History Farm, and if it wasn't for the Greater Greenville Master Gardeners, every Tuesday, we walk down there, and there's going to be a core group of about a dozen different volunteers who are getting their fingers dirty and making the garden beautiful so that all of these hundreds of kids can enjoy it.
Yeah.
But you better watch out for the dinosaurs.
Oh, dinosaurs?
We have dinosaurs. We have a wonderful dinosaur trail.
Tell me more.
Well, I brought my grandkids up to visit that, and we were walking through the dinosaur trail, and there are dinosaurs on both sides of the trail. It's in a wooded area. And all of a sudden you hear a noise like a big dinosaur stomping through the woods and the leaves rattling and everything. And my grandson's eyes got really big and he said, "What is that?" So not only is it just the dinosaurs that are on the trail, it's the support outside of that to make the experience so much more real for the kids.
Yeah, I mean, for being on the board, and I would imagine for the board members, there's all the logistics of the business side of things you have to deal with, and even for the school district as well. But you hear stories like that.
It's wonderful. Every time I go out there or I have a conversation with Michael, I just wonder where all that creativity comes from, because the teachers that he has are incredible. The staff is incredible. They continue to come up with new adventures for you to have out there. It really is a secret that more people need to enjoy. And I really think that's part of the purpose of the new environmental science building, is that we have more public who are out there to see what we have and to enjoy it.
And how do you tell the story to more people?
That's a good question. We have an annual event called the Pi Day event. And when we were discussing among the board how to have another fundraiser, more of a community-wide fundraiser, almost more of an awareness fundraiser than to raise a lot of money, what could we do? We kept talking about how much the children enjoyed Joe Blizzard and how much they enjoyed the other events, and we kept thinking we should have an adult night. We should have an adult night. And that morphed into this Pi Day event where there are science experiments going on all over the building as you graze from one food stand to the next, and then a major presentation on the environmental science building. So a fundraiser, but tied into education, and those adults leave enthusiastic about what we have to offer.
It is an amazing story. You offer an amazing gift to our community, and here's to telling more and more stories and a big, bright future. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We'll be right back to wrap up For the Record.
It's easy to spot a Planet Fitness member. They all look strong.
Hey, thanks.
We're all strong on this planet.
Yeah.
Planet Fitness. Locations near you. Judgment-free. Just $15 a month.
Welcome to Take 5 Oil Change. Going on vacation?
Oh, yeah. Road tripping with the fam.
All right, well, stay right there in your car. We'll get you out of here in 10 minutes.
Get out! Just 10 minutes.
Yeah, so you can hurry home and get your family.
Oh, no, they are already in here.
Hi.
Take 5, the stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
In the morning, you want to get caught up fast.
Quick, complete updates on breaking news and live reports from your neighborhood.
You want to know what to wear before the weather changes.
And a heads up on trouble spots as you hit the road.
The morning team you trust. Destiny, Aaron, Perella, and Victoria.
Connecting you to what's new.
Now and next. Live, local breaking news in the morning.
Wake up and watch WYFF News 4 today.
When a storm is brewing behind those sunny skies, we always see it coming.
Chris Justice and the WYFF News 4 weather team. The only local station with a 24/7 live radar. Live Super Doppler 4. With instant timing other radars just can't match. Keeping you aware of the storm's impact. Updated on the changes.
And armed with the information you need to plan your day.
Immediate. Accurate. Experience you trust. WYFF News 4.
We get the story behind the style. The Gumby, what's that about?
It was a mistake that turned out great.
Plus, a sweet surprise that then surprised me.
I need to say this.
On J-Hood.
Tomorrow at 2. It's easy to spot a Planet Fitness member. They all look strong.
Hey, thanks.
We're all strong on this planet.
Yeah.
Planet Fitness. Locations near you. Judgment-free. Just $15 a month.
Thank you for joining us for the Record. We want to examine issues important to this community. If you have an idea or a story that you think needs a deeper conversation, email us at the address on your screen, fortherecord@wyff4.com. Thank you. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here next time.